My good friend Bob Coates from Sedona called me and said he wanted to photograph the night sky at the City of Rocks, so we made a plan to spend 2 nights there. This adventure was Bob's maiden voyage of his new camping rig, the Shutterbuggy. So what do we have here?
Shutterbuggy.
All right.
This is named by Marissa from the American Society of Photographers. I did a program on boondocking, and when I got this rig, I hadn't named it yet, so I gave them the opportunity to give me suggestions, and that's the one that won, and that's the logo I built for it.
Bravo.
Yeehaw.
After a picnic dinner, we took the short hike up into the rocks to capture the sunset and then the night skies.
All right, so hanging out here with George in the City of Rocks. This is great. So for me, what I want to set up is a panorama because I want to get a lot of detail and I want to get from here all the way over to there. So what I've done is I've set my tripod up nice and smooth, and on the tripod I have a Platypod ball head. And this is the Platypod Elite, and what the Platypod Elite ball head does, it's got a level built in, so you can build the level, and then on top of that I have a panorama head. And what this panorama head will allow me to do is, and also it's on the nice part about the Platypod head is, here's the ball, but here's your pivot over top of the ball. So once this is level, then your level is here. So if you want to look at the camera, can you see the camera? So as I go across, you see it stays level through the entire process. And what that does is, in addition, I'm also putting the light entry point of the lens over top of the center of the ball head.
Since nobody knows what nodal is.
Okay, yeah, nodal. Well, nodal is an old term that actually is not accurate anyway.
All right.
So the light entry point is where the light crosses and comes into the back. But if you put that over the pivot point, when you put it together in Photoshop or whatever stitching software you're going to use, it makes it much easier, and you don't end up with this.
All right.
You know, when you get those weird corners and edges. Now, if you tilt the camera up to do another row, you're going to get images that go like this, but because they're over the light entry point and they cross over, I do about 50% cross, or 50% overlap to make sure I've got it nice and steady.
The clouds became thicker and thicker, and we feared we'd see no stars. Just at the end of blue hour, we got a hole in the clouds which allowed us to capture some interesting images, even though the clouds and lights from El Paso obscured the Milky Way core. Hi folks, George here. I'm here with my good friend Bob Coates that I've known for many years through PPA. Bob Coates is a successful photographer.
Well, let's get that right. Successful-photographer.com is my photographer's website for learning and my Milky Way workshops and all that good stuff.
Yeah, and that's what we're doing, Milky Way here at the City of Rocks, but today we're taking an adventure to Slot Canyon. So you ready to get this adventure going?
Oh, baby.
Let's do it! All right, we enter the forest.
Yeah, incoming.
There is some water.
Watch out, that's getting pretty soft.
yeah, another log one. Canyon wren. I love that. How about that, huh? All right, a new way to go over here. Is that narrow enough? This is it, isn't it?
I was going to say, I believe we're done.
Yep. So, we made it, huh?
We made it. Ain't no going up there for me. Not today, anyway. I could probably make it.
Hey, truck, come back. So, what do you think of Skates Canyon?
That was nice. It was nice. Lots of cool things happening there. I got some infrared shots in there that I think are going to be pretty cool. You know, just balance that the bright and the dark, and the super high contrast. So infrared is going to help with that anyway. And then did some bracketing, and just, you know, it's a nice little hike and fun.
Good deal. Well, let's head for town.
Yeah, buddy.
All right. On our return to the City of Rocks after lunch in Silver City, I showed Bob one of the truck's great features. The ability to sit on the tonneau cover with the back window down and a tripod on the roof while I drove down the road. All of our weather apps said it would be cloudy, so we went to bed and dreamed of the Milky Way. About 1 o'clock in the morning, I heard a gentle tap on the camper door, and there was Bob with a red headlamp saying, "It's perfect out there." The clouds were gone and the Milky Way was on full display. We spent this next hour capturing this glorious sight. I wandered around in the rocks and found many different compositions. All right, Bob, what a great trip. Woo! Yeah.
Yeah, and thanks to my being lazy, we ended up finding clear skies at 1 o'clock in the morning. I have a little shoe bag on the back of my rooftop tent, and I put my shoes in there. It's like, oh, I should clip that closed so in case the wind picks up just a little bit, you know, so I don't get disturbed. And I went, it'll be all right. And all of a sudden at 1 o'clock, I heard, and I looked out and went, oh, time to go shoot, baby.
And then next thing I know, I hear a knock on my door and says, "It's perfect." And so we went out and got some great Milky Way. We'll be showing you. All right, sir. Safe travels. You bet. A big thanks to Bob Coates for initiating this adventure. Be sure to check out Bob's Successful Photographer site and all the links to his teaching sites in the links below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next adventure.